So we do not know if Aaron Jones is going to be playing on Sunday because of his hamstring injury. He missed practice 2 days in a row now. And so if Aaron Jones is out, the question is, okay, what should the Packers' plan be at running back? I think that before the season, if you would have told me, okay, Jones is out, should we start Dillon, A.J. Dillon? I would have said, oh yeah, of course, put A.J. Dillon in there first. But after watching this past week's game and even watching it back today, I don't think A.J. Dillon should be the starter if Jones is out. I honestly think that the Packers should go with Emmanuel Wilson, who they brought in this offseason as an undrafted free agent. Because I think right now, if you look at the Packers running back roster from what we saw from A.J. Dillon and Patrick Taylor in last week's game, from what I saw from Emmanuel Wilson in the preseason, I think he is more explosive, more elusive, a speedier back than A.J. Dillon or Patrick Taylor. And we saw what happened on Sunday. After the first drive, the Packers didn't give the ball to Aaron Jones for a few possessions. They gave it to A.J. Dillon, passed it a little bit, and we punted 3 straight times. And I think to not have that speed of Jones is the issue there when he's off the field and when he doesn't get the ball. But Emmanuel Wilson, if you watch his preseason, he has that kind of speed and he has that kind of elusive ability that is more like an Aaron Jones. And I think if we look at A.J. Dillon, if we look at his stats, he had 13 attempts for 1.5 yards per carry, which obviously is not good. But as I was watching back the game earlier today, one thing I noticed that I didn't quite notice as much as the game was live was just how many blocks were missed by this Packers run blocking unit, especially Josh Myers. There were a handful of times, maybe 5 to 10 times, where Myers just got absolutely thrown around, missed his block. And lots of those times was when A.J. Dillon was carrying the ball. I probably counted 4 or 5 times where someone just completely missed their block. A.J. Dillon just has nowhere to go and gets tackled at the line of scrimmage or for a loss. And so I do think that lots of that, when you look at A.J. Dillon's stats from week 1, has to do with the poor run blocking, because this is a very good pass blocking unit. They were like 2nd or 3rd when you look at pressures allowed in week 1, but run blocking was slightly different. And if we look at the Packers rushing stats from this past week, we ran the ball 32 times for 92 yards, only 2.9 yards per carry. So while this is a very good pass blocking offensive line, it was not very good against the run. The biggest, I think, weak link last week was Josh Myers. So basically the point of me saying this is to say that, yes, it wasn't all A.J. Dillon's fault, but when you watch A.J. Dillon versus an Aaron Jones, Dillon just doesn't have that explosiveness, that explosiveness and the elusiveness that Aaron Jones has. Because there were some plays where there was one play in the first quarter where Aaron Jones is running. I mean, there's 2 or 3 guys in front of him, and because of his speed, he can just break away outside and outrun everyone, where A.J. Dillon in a similar situation just has to try to plow into the guy in front of him because he doesn't have that same kind of speed to escape those guys. And, in that game, A.J. Dillon didn't break many tackles. There were a few runs where the offense actually blocked well and Dillon got 5 to 10 yards and looked nice. But outside of those, it was a very poor showing by A.J. Dillon. And so I think that the Packers just need that kind of explosive, elusive running back in this next game against the Atlanta Falcons. And even watching Patrick Taylor from this first game, if you would have told me, okay, I think Patrick Taylor had 4 rushes. If you would have watched every A.J. Dillon rush and then watch every Patrick Taylor rush, Patrick Taylor in this past week's game looked more quick and elusive to me than A.J. Dillon. So I think that at least the Packers should allow Wilson to split snaps with Dillon, because if I had to guess, I would say that Dillon gets the start, even though personally, if I was in charge of making decisions, I would say just let Emmanuel Wilson take it. But because Dillon is a staple here in this offense, I assume he would get the start. But I would also assume that the Packers would potentially allow Wilson to play in this game. He was inactive in week 1. They brought Patrick Taylor up from the practice squad, partly because Taylor does play a lot of special teams. But I would rather see Emmanuel Wilson. And I think he has that speed. I think he has that ability. And I think if he gets the opportunity, he may have a solid day. We'll have to see, though, what happens here. But that's just my take on it. Feel free to comment your take, whether you agree, disagree. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm also about to put out a Q&A in my Packers newsletter. If you want to receive that, you can click the link down below, enter your email, and you will receive that. But that is all I have for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.